How embarrassing for you. I left you a message not to come. I'm passing on the Godfather.
At Cornell University, they have an incredible piece of scientific equipment known as the tunneling electron microscope. Now, this microscope is so powerful that by firing electrons, you can actually see images of the atom, the infinitesimally minute building block of our universe. Roger, if I were using that microscope right now, I still wouldn't be able to locate my interest in your problem.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Feel, don't think. Fear is my ally. The Force will be with you.
We are encouraged to love. Be mindful of your thoughts.
I will not betray the Republic.
Hey, Your Worship, I'm only trying to help.
Scruffy-looking nerf herder.
I'm not afraid.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
So, in keeping with one of yesterday's uploads about how SJWs get their feet in the door and then claim power in different established industries and established places like the church, like universities, etc. This video is going to be about the stupidity of supporting the Acolyte. Now, the Acolyte only appeals to a small bunch of people, the Vadolf Demlers of the world, and the Mary Sue are at the forerunner of this SJW movement in culture, and they're basically the cultural Taliban, and have been, gosh, I don't think I knew who they were till like 2019. But they're like leading the charge to try to save the Acolyte with a monumentally stupid, monumental waste of time petition on change.org. The reason they don't, you have to understand that they don't care about Star Wars. The Vadolf Demlers, the pronouns gang, the BLM gang, the Antifa gang don't care about Star Wars. They care about what's around the production. Rachel Fleishman, this is her in London, obviously, probably at Star Wars Celebration over a year ago now, is an associate editor at the Mary Sue, and very vocal about trying to save the Acolyte. And this is before she got fat. It's very telling to me that she would do an interview with Leslye Headland. This is her bio. She thinks she looks like Florence Pugh. Not kidding. She has a thing for Harrison Ford. He may have to get a restraining order. It's very interesting to me because the fact that she loves the sequel trilogy and it trashes, obviously, his most famous character, says a lot about her fandom of him. And really, how did this girl become a Star Wars fan? Because I'm going to be honest, I don't think she was ever a Star Wars fan. I mean, she saw Leia in the bikini, Carrie Fisher, and freaked out because she knew, Rachel and the rest of them knew, no one would want to see her in that because she's not attractive. She's not in shape of any kind and never has had the wherewithal to want to be in shape. Okay. But the reason why she's so worried about the Acolyte isn't because it's good Star Wars. She doesn't care about she doesn't care if it's bad. I mean, look, intellectually, these people know it's bad. Intellectually, Kathleen Kennedy would know it's bad. Okay, which is why she hasn't said a word about it and ran away screaming and had to be reminded about it. The reason why people like Fleishman like it is because Leslye Headland, who is someone she marginally identifies with, somebody who she virtue signals over and over and over again, because Leslye is a dyke, non-binary pronouns chick like Rachel is. She's got she, her in her bio. It's really interesting to me that I think that's right. They don't care if it's bad. This is why they're all up in arms. In fact, my thing is, did they even watch it? No. Look at the ratings. Look at Nielsen. No one watched it. People left Disney Plus. They took their subscriptions away. They quit. Some of them rage quit. All right. Why? Because it's woke garbage. And it's poorly written woke garbage. I could get into an argument over Andor being boring woke garbage. But even Andor was better written than the trash light. Call these crazy bitches out and say it was a poorly written, poorly constructed show. No one watched it. They call you everything from a homophobe to a bigot to whatever. And it's like, no, that's not how the Force works, okay? You don't get to do that. I mean, it's plainly obvious that little fat cows like this want to unpeople people who disagree with her. This is a Nazi thing to do. I'm not going to call her a communist because she'd be happy about that. I'll call her a neo-communist because she's got stripes of Nazism. And it's true. The problem we have is these people got access to Star Wars and they never should have been allowed. There's way too much evidence out there that people who marginalize other people like she does, her treatment of men on Twitter and attacking them for their looks when they're extremely good looking, and it's a very insecure bully response from her, but it's typical of these young girls who don't know how to relate to men, who are very angry and jealous, like I said, insecure about themselves. She's a very insecure person. And it's really sad, but again, when Kennedy took over Lucasfilm, these people like this gained access because there were people that were hired that were just like them. So they gave her access. They gave Leslye Headland access. They gave Jason Ward access. And you just don't do that. But let's talk again more about access, accommodation, etc.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen. With the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the temple. That time has passed. And our future is uncertain. We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships. But we must persevere. And in time, a new hope will emerge. May the Force be with you, always.
So let's go over the 5 points. They gain access by asking for it, and it's pretty benign. So they get access to the establishment. Then they want accommodation, okay? And then they scream, I'm oppressed, I need a seat at the table. Okay? Then they get more people like them at the table, and then they try to take it over. That's exactly where Rachel Fleishman's stupidity about Star Wars not belonging to the real fans anymore. It belongs to them. And as long as they see themselves in Leslye Headland, in Amanda Stenberg, this was allowed by Kathleen Kennedy, they don't give a shit if it's good or not. Jason Hunt was very correct when he said that these people don't care. They don't care. As long as they get seen. I need to be seen. That's stupid, because that doesn't translate to people wanting to buy a Disney Plus subscription. All right, especially if, kids have access to physical media, okay? Then why would you want a Disney Plus subscription, okay? Why would you want to allow your kids to watch The Acolyte when it mocks the creation of God, okay? It mocks the family. It's an attack on white men in particular, okay? And it's basically like The Last Jedi, built on a mean-spirited approach that George Lucas is a moron, okay? We don't have to like it. And no, Star Wars doesn't belong to you, Rachel. It doesn't. You have access to it. But you have no right to dictate to people what's going to be in the show. You like it for the story. You like it for how the characters make you feel. You gotta explain to me, how can you be a Harrison Ford fan and be happy with what they did with Indiana Jones and Han Solo? How? I go, what are you? Is this like a love-hate relationship with the actor? That doesn't make any sense to me. So I can't take her seriously when she likes two of the vehicles that made him famous that totally destroyed the characters that he played. Destroyed. Drunk deadbeat dad Han Solo. What the fuck, Rachel? Drunk, deadbeat, alone, sad, suicidal Indiana Jones. What the actual fuck? Okay, so she doesn't make any sense to me. The fact of the matter is, I don't think any of this really makes any sense to me. All right, and her and her friends at the Mary Sue, they're all worried about diversity and inclusion and all this fucking garbage that's destroying our culture. They don't get to own our culture. Like I said before, the SJWs, people like Rachel Fleishman, are the cultural Taliban. Indiana Jones and Star Wars are like the Bamyan Buddhas that the Taliban blew up in 2001 before 9/11. Trying to wipe out and erase a cultural cornerstone for Buddhists all over the world. Trying to wipe out and erase a cultural cornerstone in cinema history for fans all over the world. Because they're not being seen, and now they finally are, by who? The ratings say nobody. And they're tilting at windmills with their stupid petition. They're not going to save The Acolyte. They're not. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if The Acolyte gets removed from Disney Plus by Christmas. I really wouldn't. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm just sort of in one of my moods to challenge people, and I feel fired up. Anyway, this is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.